into my eyes and show me your adventures I haven't seen. Taking all the life, it hits the spot. Walking on fantasy. So take me, baby, take me to a state of mind that's made up, baby, that's made up.
Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm hoping that you all are having a lovely day today. So today we are back at the channel and we are doing another speed build, and I do have to say it's over 30 degrees today. It was so hot. So it's now a Sunday night. It's almost 12 o'clock midnight, and the reason why I'm recording this so late is it was too hot. It was just literally too hot, and I decided to stay up a little bit later and, you know, record this for you guys. So I do have to say this is a two-part series. I'm showing you guys part one with only the exterior, and then in the second part I will be doing the interior, which I actually already started on, but I needed to stop because it was getting too hot even with my fan on, because I do have a ventilator that I use when I'm not recording this. But it was even too hot with that thing on. So I stopped recording, and tomorrow I will be, you know, continuing this again. So yeah, anyways, we are doing another build in Oasis Springs, and I'm actually building something that I just felt like doing. I was really in the mood to do something a little bit Spanish looking, you know, kind of vibey villa thingy. So what I did is I went to Google and I found some really cool looking Spanish styled villas, and one picture really stood out. It was only a picture, not a floor plan, sadly. But it was just a really gorgeous front of a traditional looking villa, and I just thought I can really do something with that. So I decided to recreate the front, but then incorporate various modern elements. So this is definitely not traditional. It's like a modern meets traditional kind of vibe on the front, and then on the back it's more leaning into modern. Did I do that intentionally? Actually, no. My whole idea was to really mix traditional and modern throughout the entire build, but how I progressed with the build and I ended up being a little bit more modern than I wanted to, but in the end I actually really liked how it looked, so I kept it that way. So let me know in the comment section below the video what you guys think, of course, about the build. Do you like it? How do you think about the traditional meets modern kind of vibe that I'm trying to do? I just want to hear your overall thoughts. Oh my gosh, you guys know what I mean. Leave it all down below. So here I'm just playing around with trims, with roofing. I don't know what it is, but I couldn't place my roofs on top of sections where there wasn't any walls. Which is strange, because usually I can just drop them on like a little pillar, and then I can move my walls. Oh my gosh, my roofs. I can move my roofs a lot. Oh my gosh, Mona. Whew. Okay, let's start over. Usually what I do is if I want to use a roof, but I don't want to use like an entire room, I just make a little pillar and I move the roof on top of that pillar, and that's all my roofing needs to stay on. But this time I was struggling on roofing that, you know, that very right section where I have a cutout for the door. It wouldn't overlap that. I don't know, maybe it's because there's a fountain there and the roof doesn't like the fountain or something like that, but that was a little bit of an issue, but I did work around it and it's fine. So I really do have to say that my favorite part of this entire house is the front of the house. I think the front looks really interesting. There is like a few things going on. You have that fountain that I made here with the stepping stones, not tones, with the stepping stones, and I love how I, you know, added in some details in the fountain with different looking kind of brick textures. So not the typical, you know, swimming pool texture that we always get by default. I decided to mix it up a little bit and it looks really nice. And I think this is a thing that you see a lot in very hot places like Spain. For me, that's like the only hot place I've ever been to. But yeah, in Spain you see these type of fountains a lot where they have like motifs in the flooring. So I just thought, let's add that in, and I think that looks really well. I also added in a glass roof, and I cannot wait until we can actually make our own glass roofs with seasons, because I'm still hyped about that, you guys. And I'm just imagining so many builds with only glass roofs, you know, very futuristic. I'm making greenhouses. I have just so many things in my mind to do with a glass roof. But here I'm just using like a glass looking kind of dome, which is also really nice. I do need to add in a dance floor, a glass dance floor underneath that cupola or dome, or we won't have any natural lights go through there. And I do want some natural light there. I mean, it's a glass cupola or dome. We need some light going in there. So I still need to add in the dance floor in the next episode. Probably gonna do that off camera. And then here, what am I doing here? Oh, I'm trying to shape the back of the house. Oh my gosh, this was the hardest part of the entire exterior build, because I didn't know how the back looks. And so I needed to use my imagination, and I really needed to see like, how does this house flow? It needs to have like a logical floor plan. So with a tiny bit of a floor plan in my mind, I started working on the back. So I knew I wanted if you look at the house from the back, I knew I wanted the left side to come out a little bit more, and I wanted to make like a 2-story high ceiling there with a little balcony, and that could be like the informal living room with a how you call it, a chimney or a fireplace and a television and such. It's something like I did in a few builds back. I don't really know how that video was called again, but I will link it here up in the screen. I did it there, and I thought, well, that would look really nice for this home. So that is what I had in mind. And then for the right side, I knew I wanted to make a bedroom on the downstairs area. It just really made sense. Again, like I said in the video yesterday, I also made a bedroom downstairs. If you are getting old, stairs are just not that handy. And because we don't have a elderly Sims stuff pack, you know, with those little elevators that go around the stairs, there are like these automatic chairs. I don't know if you guys know what I mean, but if you have seen Annabelle, you know, that scary movie, I think it was the final Annabelle movie, the last one, where the orphans move into this house of a couple, and they have Annabelle stored in that home. And they also had this like a little lift that goes up. It's like a little animated chair, no, a mechanical chair going up the staircase. It's such a thing. If we had a stuff pack for elders with that in it, and I would definitely buy that, by the way, including a spiral staircase. Thank you, Sims team. But yeah, we don't have that, so I decided to go for a downstairs bedroom again. I don't know, I'm kind of loving those lately. For now. Anyways, so that is why I made the shape of the right side as it is right now, because I knew a bedroom was gonna go there. And then I also wanted to work with some kind of balcony like I'm doing right here, but the balcony that I made here was way too long, and it didn't really have a soul, you know. It didn't feel like it was anything really good looking. I needed to do something else. So I decided to divide up the balconies, make 2 separate balconies, and then intersect it with this roofing kind of thingy that I'm making here. And it worked out really well because for the front of the house now, it looked a little bit more interesting, and also the back of the house looked a bit more interesting. So definitely happy with that. Also tried to, you know, work with these kind of columns that we've gotten with the Jungle Adventure game pack. Didn't really work out, and I decided to make my own little columns with the wall tool. Oh, that's right. I didn't tell you guys what the theme of this mansion is, but you guys probably already seen it by the title of the video. It's called oh my gosh, what was I'm gonna call this video again? Oh, the Jungle Explorer's Mansion. So the person that is living here, he is or she is a actual jungle explorer, kind of an Indiana Jones kind of person. And the reason why I'm not building this in the new world that we've gotten with the Jungle Explorer, how is it called? Jungle Explorer game pack? No, Jungle Adventure game pack. That's how it's called. Anyways, I didn't place it in that world because if you place a house there, it's just a rental. And I really wanted to make his home, you know, his private home with all his collections, his children's or her children's bedrooms, you know, their personality. I really wanted to include that into the home, and if this was a rental, it just really didn't fit the vibe, you know. So I decided to place the house here in Oasis Spring. This also has a really tropical kind of vibe for me, a little bit desertly, yes, but still very, very hot. So this is definitely a climate that my jungle adventure guy or girl is gonna love. So that's why we are building here. And also with the lighting engine, it looks better if you are building like a very Spanish kind of looking home. The lighting engine makes it a little bit more authentic. Ouch, oh my gosh, I knocked my fingers on my desk, but that's okay. Anyways, the lighting engine makes it look way better if you go into not Oasis Spring, into Windenburg or into Brindleton Bay or Willow Creek. Those have all different lightings, but those are more, you know, summerly kind of lightings. Way too bright for what we are going for. We needed something yellowy like we have right now. Anyways, what am I doing here? I'm trying to incorporate some color because everything was very white. You guys know that's like my favorite thing to do, but I also love to incorporate some bricks, some woods, you know, just some textures to really mix it up a bit. So for the back deck that I'm making right here, I am incorporating some woods and also some tiling. So the wooden floor that I'm using right now is from the Cats and Dogs expansion pack. I do change that out off camera before I shot the house overview, so you will see it in the house overview. So if you haven't seen it, go back to the beginning of the video, because I did change out the wooden flooring to the wooden flooring from the Jungle Adventure game pack. That made just a whole lot more sense. It actually looked way better, a little bit more rustic, but the color was more, you know, vibrant and darker. Definitely fitted in better with the vibe of the house than the Cats and Dogs flooring that I'm using right now, which is a gorgeous floor. I am using that flooring on the inside of the house, but I am using a darker color than the light one that we are using outside. It just made more sense. And for furnishing, by the way, if you are wondering, am I gonna go traditional? Am I gonna go modern? I'm definitely going on the modern side, but I am implementing a lot of stuff from the Jungle Adventure game pack. So I'm using all the sofas, the chairs, the tables, the little knickknacks, also the side tables, all that jazz, but incorporating it in a very modern, you know, modern looking way, like I always do. But that is just my favorite way to furnish a home. So I'm hoping that you guys are excited about that. If you don't like to see that, it's fine. I will upload that video tomorrow, and you can just skip that and download the house right there and there, because I will provide you guys with a link in that video. Anyways, what are we doing right now? Oh, still doing the backyard. So what I like about this backyard, it has like these different kind of heights that we are working with, the different kind of textures. So you have your tiling, you have your wooden flooring. I love the little sunbeds that we have at the swimming pool section. I did see in the seasons trailer that there was a new umbrella that we can use for our Sims. So I used this umbrella by the sunbeds from the Get Together. Yes, it's the Get Together expansion pack, and I am using that umbrella everywhere. But the reason why I'm doing that is it's the only umbrella, you know, loose umbrella that we have. The other umbrellas in the game are all fixed to tables, not chairs, Mona. It's fixed to tables, so that's kind of annoying. But I did saw in the trailer that there was a new umbrella, but I did not see any lounge beds or sun beds or any, you know, towels that we can lay on the floor that we can sunbathe on. So I didn't see those, but there was like a kiddie pool that a you know, adult sim can lay in, and it looked kind of like lounging. So there is kind of an animation that's kind of loungy-ish. So I'm hoping that they made like lounge beds with, of course, a lounging animation, which would be awesome, because I do remember, and I don't know if I'm saying this correctly, but I can remember that someone said that making lounge beds or sunbeds was too expensive for the game, and to make like the new animations or such. I'm not sure. That is just something that I'm vaguely remembering now, you know, thinking about sunbeds. But I do hope that there are new ones, because I'm kind of tired of creating my own in the Sims game. And usually, you know, they just sit on top of them, or you can have them nap on the ottomans. But it's not the same. It's definitely not the same. I wish we had a lounge interaction. That would have been way more fun. So what am I doing here? Oh, I'm doing the front of the house, adding in some fountains for that, you know, that luxurious vibe that we are going for, because it's still a mansion. And I'm also connecting the driveway with the walkway leading up to the front door. I love making those little connections and then landscaping around it, you know, very precisely. I love doing that. And I really think the flowers and the bushes from the Jungle Adventure Pack work out great for this build. The colors are very, very vibrant, and I just love that bush, you know, or not a bush, it's like those two little palm trees, or what kind of trees are those? Are those coconut trees? No, not coconut. Coconut bushes? I'm not sure what kind of trees they need to resemble, but I love them a lot. So here adding in a little bit more, you know, ivy kind of stuff, a little bit more flowers. And I do add in a little bit later in the video some windows to that side, that very bland looking side where I have the palm trees. I do add in windows because it was a little bit too dark on the inside. So here adding in some rocks, added in my mailbox, very important. And then I'm going into lighting. So I knew I wanted to illuminate the house, not too much. I didn't want to overdo it, but I definitely wanted to illuminate all the pathways, and then, you know, little accent lights where the swimming pools are and where you have like the staircases, so that your Sims won't fall and die. Not that they can die from falling, but I can pretend, right? So yeah, it's for their safety. Safety first for your Sims. I mean, if you love your Sims and you don't want to kill them off, like my husband does with his Sims, then safety first. Anyways, what am I doing here? I'm adding in some lights into the swimming pool. Love the swimming pool. I love the little tiling detail that I added in there as well. I should do that more often, but usually I just forget, or I go with the kind of flooring, you know, decals that you can use of the, what is it again? Like a tortoise? A tortoise? A turtle, right? And a lotus flower and you know, those things. But I should probably make more some weird looking things on the floor with tiles. I should probably do that a little bit more because it looks really nice. So here you have a little idea of how I'm gonna make the living room section. So I opened up that space where the very large windows are, and then here I'm just placing oh, I wanted to place a chimney, but it looked weird right there. So I decided to place the chimney just right on top of that edge right there where I knew I was going to make a chimney on the inside. So yeah, that is basically all I'm doing for this build. A little bit more landscaping here, by the way, because we had a little bit of a green area for the children. I knew I needed like a grassy area for a playground, but I did want to landscape it in because it looked kind of weird and empty. So that is what I'm doing right now, and that is the only thing that we are doing for this video. So the next part that will be up either tomorrow or the day after that, we will be furnishing the house, and of course I will be uploading it to the gallery. So very hyped about that. So I'm hoping that you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to leave your likes. Again, like I always say, very important for the video, very important for the channel. And yeah, that is basically it. And if this is like the first video that you are seeing from me, you're not tired of my voice, you like what you are seeing, please subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so that you would never ever miss a video of mine. And that is basically it. I'm hoping that you all are just having a lovely day wherever you are, and hopefully I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye.
Look into my